gripNsipMANG. Hey, what's going on, guys? I felt kind of bad that I haven't done a video about the WWE yet. But before I get to that, I want to say, Giants, you have to win tonight. Let's bring home a win for California. And let's do it up, Mang. But going back to the WWE, I want to do a video about the Nexus. That's right. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys can... Bam! There it is. But I want to do a video about the Nexus because this is personally one of my favorite groups that has come through the WWE. Again, I said personally because that's just my opinion, and everybody can disagree or agree. It doesn't matter. But what I really liked about the Nexus when they first started, or when they made their debut, was that the destruction that they did to the ring and fucking trucks was the destruction they did to the ring. And, they took out everybody at ringside. Skip Sheffield, physically turned the announce table upside down. And, it was really cool and it was awesome. It was a different way to debut a super faction. And I thought that was really, really cool. But I thought the attack on Bret Hart was like, okay. Driving the limousine or whatever, that's kind of typical WWE, there's always going to be a limo spot, but it was still good, it was still well done, but then eventually at some point it just turned into kind of like, well, what are they going to do now with the Nexus? And I think the problem with that is that they gave the Nexus contracts too early. And then, from that, the GM still wasn't announced as to who that was. And I think that's a problem because the GM and the Nexus should have been kind of like working together. But maybe they still are, I don't know. But at the time, it seemed a little odd. I would have rather had the two kind of go together, where the Nexus gets a contract and then the GM reveals himself or herself or itself, if it really is a computer, which I think would just prove why technology is the downfall of civilization. But I digress. But now, now the Nexus is starting to get a little bit more steam. I think for a while they were kind of in a slump because the WWE pretty much killed the Nexus in that they kind of ended their streak at SummerSlam. At SummerSlam, the Nexus should have won because then the Nexus would have just kept going up, 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 and then but now it's what should have happened was, they should have got to the point where, they faced, Barrett still faced Cena, and Barrett still won, and then Cena still joined the Nexus, and then, they're still going up, up, up. And I don't know, I think at some point when they wanted to get rid of Nexus, there should have been a turning point up here at the top of the hill that let them, come down. Instead of it kind of being like this. I don't know. But overall now, the Nexus is starting getting a little bit more steam. I'm told that Tarver is injured, which is why he's out of Nexus. They got rid of Darren Young because I assume, the management probably said, he doesn't fit the look of the group, which is very true because he didn't. He stood out in his own right, and that's kind of a bad thing and a good thing at the same time. More of a bad thing in my opinion because you want your group to look unstoppable, and Darren Young was even on NXT it was just kind of like a joke character, but But anyway, so they got rid of Darren Young, which was good. Skip Sheffield still injured, I'm told. But I think when Sheffield is healthy again, and WWE, if you're watching this video, and I doubt that you are, but please bring Sheffield back into the Nexus when he's healthy, because Sheffield was probably one of my favorite people in the Nexus, and he made sense. Like, when the Nexus first debuted, there was only 4 people in the group I liked, and that was Barrett, Gabriel, Sheffield, and Brian, I guess you want to call him. I'm still going to call him Danielson, but Daniel Bryan. There you go. But those are the 4 guys I liked. And Otunga, Tarver was okay. I mean, like, Tarver, you know, Tarver fit more of, like, you know, the group in terms of, like, how he looked, but Tarver's done some stupid shit on camera that, like, I really don't like. Specifically, when John Cena was making fun of the Nexus one night, and Tarver had his, like, you know, face guard on, and he took it down, and he started smiling. Like, motherfucker, like, this guy that you don't like is telling you that you're, like, you know, an asshole. Like, why are you laughing at that shit? If you're gonna laugh, like, you have that face guard. Nobody else did. Like, keep your fucking mouth covered up, you know? But, anyways, so that was one thing I thought was kind of stupid. Slater has proven to me that he can go in the ring, but he needs to change his look a little bit, because the whole, like, ginger rock star thing ain't working, man. And finally Darren Young, like I said, I'm glad they got him out of the group. But now we're down to Barrett, Gabriel, Slater. Legit, I said Slater's a good talent. I'm kind of glad that he's there now. But again, he still needs a new look. Otunga, get rid of his ass. And now you have 2 new members, Husky Harris and Michael McGillicuddy, plus John Cena as a sympathizer, so 7 in total, which isn't bad. And then you got, you know, Skip Sheffield if he comes back, that's 8. So that's good, you know, we're getting numbers back. But I think McGillicuddy and Husky Harris are perfect fits for Nexus, to be honest. I love McGillicuddy. I think he's a good talent. I think, you know, in years' time he's gonna be he's gonna be a good workhorse for the company, and, you know, I have high hopes for him. Same with Husky Harris. I really liked Harris on NXT. I thought he could go in the ring. And what's cool about those 2 guys is that they made their debut, I guess, pay-per-view debut as a tag team, kind of, in that they helped out Barrett kind of as a team. And I think after Nexus, because, you know, everything that's good has to come to an end, you know. But I think after Nexus, those 2 guys could actually have a pretty good tag team, you know, and I think that'd be solid. By the way, speaking of tag teams, I don't really understand why, you know, they didn't have Gabriel and Slater win the tag team titles originally, and, you know, instead of Cena and Otunga. But maybe they're setting up an Otunga, you know, turn against the Nexus after, you know, Cena leaves or whatever, and I don't know. But, you know, what kind of frustrates me is that then it makes Gabriel and Slater look weak a little bit. But in general, I think the group is solid now. I like the group that they have, but I'm curious to see where they go from here now. A storyline that they're building up is that you know, they took out The Undertaker for a specific reason. So that's kind of be cool. We're gonna see how that turns out. And I'm running out of time. Otherwise, I would talk more about this. But that's it. Tell me what you guys think of the Nexus. And maybe I'll talk about it in the next video. So, thanks, guys. Peace, man!